Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you an older city that I built, I would say probably a year ago by now. So as I explained it before in the Eisentam City video, what I like to do is when I find a nice paradise planet on in any of these galaxies in the game, I will build a major city, and this is the first one, obviously, because you start in Euclid. So this right here that I'm at is a archive, and the reason for that is because it kind of spans between multiple cities, or two archives, and then the city kind of in between. And that's just the way it was like located, and I actually liked that a lot. And because of that, I was able to sort of just like, I don't know, build a whole roadway, and kind of it feels more alive this way, I feel like. So if you look over there, there's a trading post. But if you look over here, this is where the actual city is. And then you also have a Capitol building, which is one of the, you know, like just kind of a home I can use. And then over there's another archive. So that and that are connected with this as well via roadway. And so I'll show you real quick. This is the roadway. There's not much to it. I mean, all I did was put, you know, I just put down steel floors. But what's cool is, like, I was still within a range. So I made a trading post, or I made a base at the archive, so that this way I can, you know, decorate it or whatever. And I believe that teleporter takes you back up, or it's broken. I don't know. This, like I said, I built this a long time ago, so there might be a bunch of stuff that's not working properly. Also, this is right after one of our updates from the Voyagers update, so I don't know. Who knows what the issues are. Now, I was going to widen this road so that I could take the Nomad. I think that would have been a cool idea. But you can't just take the Nomad and just drive up over the hills, and I usually do that. But I'm going to show you the roadway anyway. Now, I was going to, like, I guess, like, double or triple the size of this, but I was like, it's going to take too many parts. I don't want to, you know, I just didn't feel like doing all that. But it's a cool little roadway, and like all these pieces, like obviously I can just destroy this whole roadway, and it would really, like, it would probably give me a ton of pieces to work with if I ever run out. But these teleporters just kind of assist you in getting through the roadway and just kind of work you to the city. I think the planet is really cool. This is, again, it's like one of the paradise planets I found in Euclid. But I think some of the views are, like, really cool, especially right now at sunset. So we'll go up the stairs. I'm going to jump my way up it. This cave here, I didn't use the terrain manipulator for this or anything. You just have to kind of keep putting floors down, and it'll actually, I'm pretty sure it'll just manipulate the cave system for you. Another cool thing here was, like, I actually went through a previously existent cave system. So, like, you kind of come through here, there's like a little break in the roadway, and then this teleporter I put on the side, and it's just kind of a cool spot. Like, you can kind of look down over and into this cave that was already here. I didn't realize that was there until I was building. Now that teleporter takes you to the end of this. And it's just another long hallway. The concept of this building that I'm in specifically was that it's a spaceport, you know, for the comings and goings to this major city, what would be a major city. And then, you know, when I built this, you know, steel was the main, you know, building part. You didn't have other things like the salvaged and things like that. Now you got obviously foliage growing through here, because again, I haven't been here in a while. It's starting to look like it's a little overgrown. But this is kind of like I said, it's like a spaceport, kind of like a shopping mall vibe. And then out here, I actually have, I gotta get rid of some of this stuff so that I can actually see it. But this was not here when I built it, obviously. But just like a deck area up here, you can kind of sit and just kind of look out over whatever. Now, another thing that you're gonna notice too is like, there's probably gonna be some parts that are weirdly placed, and that's because I actually used to, so this used to be a settlement, like one of my settlements, but I got rid of that so I could move my settlement once we got that update that gave us the ability to manage and oversee 4 different settlements. Now over here, again, I said this is post Voyagers. That is kind of a Star Destroyer build I kind of stole from somebody on YouTube because I thought it was really cool. I like the design of that. I will show you guys that in a different video. I probably have already put that out by now, so just go back and watch that. So this is what I would call Euclid City. So I put all these lights here too. They're all pill lights. And it's kind of a cool sign. And then I just put the sign above it as well. I think, you know, that's another example of like parts I can just get rid of if I need building parts in an emergency. So there's a bunch of pads. I think I even had another one in here somewhere, but some of the parts were actually connected to a base, that computer that I deleted, I think, at one point just to get some pieces back. So you would come through here, and this is kind of the entrance. Another thing that was interesting too, that I got a lot of parts back from, was let's see, what did I use? I think I just used the stone. Yeah, there's stone right here. So I had like roadways going all the way through this whole city, and it was kind of insane. So it didn't really, I don't know, it was unnecessary, honestly. I'm not even sure what the best way to tour this is, but let's go back right through here. So this is where I just came through here. We'll come back out here. There's like an exocraft station over here that I made, which is kind of cool. Little radar. And then just summoning pads for all of the crafts. The cool thing too is, like, I don't know, I set up these little light floors, and then you just go out into the wilderness, I guess. But it's just kind of a cool little feature to have like these little exocraft stations. And then, you know, all these are buildings that are just naturally here because of the settlement that's here, which I no longer actually oversee. So I'll go back to where the main entrance was, and then, you know, you would just kind of come in. This is the overseer's office right here, or where it was. It's not here anymore because I'm not the overseer. It was, I don't know why I decided to do it. I just wanted to kind of make it look cool. But the overseer's office itself was in this building. And then I kind of decked it all out just to make it look like a city. More city-y. And, you know, it's all parts, like, again, I can just delete this whole thing. I probably will. But I had the overseer's building in here, and then I kind of, like, could wrap around it and go up here. And then I had a space pad up on top of this, which was kind of cool. It's kind of giving me a nostalgic feeling walking through here, because this was like my main base for a long time, including that building up there, that floating building, which I'll show you that too. So we'll go back down into the city. It's just, right now, it's just a regular unclaimed settlement. There's a couple extra buildings, obviously, that you can see, like this here. It's just another, you know, it's just a casual bar, restaurant area. Kind of cool. But I like the, you know, one of my favorite building parts in this game is the wooden, really all the wooden walls and flooring. I think it just looks great. But it's really cool when you can put these wall panels that have the windows, because it's got this really cool feel. I just think it looks really nice. So I don't know, I just have this here just to show some plants. There used to be a roadway here. Again, it was a stone roadway, and it was just kind of going all the way through the city. It would connect from there to there, and there to there, and there to there. I mean, it was just kind of everything. And then the walkway went down here as well. I really wish I would have done the video before I deleted everything, but I was also hyped for the settlement update, so kind of just wanted to do what I had to do. And then this is just another hotel thing that I created. This is another one that would save me a heck of a lot of parts if I deleted it. But it's just a shame because I spent a lot of time on these things. And, you know, pretty basic. Chairs, seating, kind of a waiting room. And then all your, you know, rooms down here. Just like in Eisentam City when I showed you that. All these rooms down here are furnished. Same way I had them in the other city. So now I'm not going to show you every single one of them, but it's identical on the other side. These two rooms here are doubles, like I put 2 beds in there. And then you also have an upstairs, which is kind of cool. There's like a bar. I think these cuboid rooms are kind of plain on the inside, but they do look cool. So I do tend to use them sometimes. Then, you know, again, there's more rooms. This is all symmetrical, basically, on either side. I put windows on everything to kind of give like a view. So I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. It's a sweet like idea for like a hotel type building. And it gives you also like this kind of cool overlook of the city area. So again, that's symmetrical on this side, and then you can come up again. And there's another window here. Cool overlook again. And then up here there's more. These are more, you know, rooms. Which is kind of boring, I guess, but it's also a waste of pieces. But it makes it feel a little more alive when you furnish these rooms. And then I just put a little, I don't know, I guess it's just a observation room. And this kind of looks sweet at night because things are lit up a little bit more. You can see the archive there. And I don't know, just the planet kind of has a nice, I don't know, it just is really cool. It's got a cool view. So we'll come down from here, get out of this stupid hotel, and what we'll do is we'll go up to that building. Now the way I usually go, I used to have a pathway, and you can see where the grass isn't, and that's because the pathway used to be here. And I used to come this way, and then right up here. I like how everything's kind of just growing over all my stuff again. It's one thing that bothers me about this game, but yeah, and there was a pathway from there. It kind of was a walkway over here. And, you know, I have a lot of these short-range teleporters. Now, you can just go up these stairs and it'll lead you right to the front of the building, but I also like this because I found this natural cave here, so I was like, you know what, let's make a cool little walkway up through it. This was never here either, all this stuff. It's funny that like I spent so much time here, but this stuff never grew back until now. And then so you walk all the way through. I didn't want to I didn't put lights and stuff like that in here. That's just, I don't know, it's a lot. Now, this pathway here actually goes to the other archive. Did I hit this? Maybe I missed that one. Look at that. Yeah, so that goes to the other archive, which I'll take you down that way as well. But if you come this way, this is kind of the main Capitol building. This is my old home sweet home, I guess. This is kind of also a spaceport. You come up here on top. This teleporter will take you into that building up there. I'm sort of like kind of trying to remember a lot of it too because I haven't been here in so long. Now this, yeah, okay, so this will bring me to my actual house area, personal area, whatever. I want to go back up here just so I can see what exactly I had up here because I don't really remember. Storage, all that kind of stuff. Up here is kind of an office, I guess. It's basically a floating office. Yeah, I guess it's a floating office. This was kind of a cool spot, though. I really liked this because you can really oversee the city. And this kind of stuff looks really cool at night. So, also, let's see. What else do we got here? I believe that takes you up to a landing pad. Yeah. So this would just be like an auxiliary personal landing pad type thing. And we'll see where this takes me. Right back down to the office here. Let's see, what else? Let's go down to the bottom and we'll check out the actual building. The sort of personal quarters building. Yeah, okay. So I set it up like this. You kind of walk out, there's a little lobby here, and then there's an auxiliary pad on the side. So that was kind of cool. You could park there, come in this way, and then you're just home. We'll hit this save point here. And, yeah. Oh, yeah, I think there's a basement. Okay, so I don't think I did anything with this room. Let me, switch. Alright, so, yeah, there's a bar. Nice little living room, and this is when I actually unlocked. I first unlocked the fireplace, so I kind of went crazy with the fireplaces. I think I put another one upstairs. Little light table, deck area. This is just a cool view, man. I really like it. With the water here. I just think it looks nice. And then let's see. So we'll go down to the basement first because I want to see what's sticking up through the floor there. It's just parts of okay, so I started building a little museum down here. Obviously I didn't finish it. Probably just abandoned it when I went to a different galaxy, but a little bit of nip-nap there. Then we're going to go upstairs, see what's going on up here. This is as much fun for me as it is for anybody else. There's another fireplace, had to throw that in there. Yeah, this is cool. It's kind of nostalgic to me, seeing all this again, because this was kind of my main base. So that's it for the most part. And again, I love these, you know, like window walls. They're really cool because it just gives you like, you can see kind of, I don't know, it just gives you this whole landscape view. Yeah, it does really look cool. So, the only other thing I want to do is take you down that road and we'll show you the other pathway to the archives. Which, yeah, this is the front of the building. So if you go down these stairs, that takes you to the right in front of the cave that we walked through. So I'll go back up. I'll come out the door we came in. And then we'll walk down this pathway. Man, I remember this taking a really long time. I had a couple days off, and I game streamed No Man's Sky to my TV in my living room, and I remember just like sitting there for like, I don't know, all day. It was one of those days where like you just get up, you were like, I'm not going to do anything, And I don't even know if I took a shower. I was like, I'm just gonna sit and do this all day. So that's what I did, and then I sat here and built all these walkways. And I just wanted to attach it to the other archive. And so I did. I didn't detail this walkway as much because I was like, I'm not going to spend all that time. I'm surprised I spent all that time on the other one. There's another knowledge stone. Probably should have hit that damaged container too, but I know it's there. So, yeah, it's just a really long walkway. But I liked the idea of them being connected in general. And I don't think I decorated this archive very much. But again, I think it's just a cool concept having it all be connected together. Because they're all close together. I think that's kind of badass. Makes it all part of one sort of community, one city. Yep, right down here. And that just brings you right onto it. Can I call the... No, you can't. So you can't call your Corvettes into landing pads, I was going to say. They need to make landing pads that are compatible with them. Yeah, I think what I'll do real quick is grab a starship. I'm going to take the Phoenix. And I just want to show you like a nice overhead view of all this stuff that's kind of connected together. So, right there's the archive, then you got your walkway here. Then you got the Capitol building and the city. Which is not popping in. There it is. And so there's kind of an overview of the city, which is still not popping in. It's not really loading correctly. That's funny. It's not loading anything. There's definitely way more than that. I'm hitting it. So, yeah, and there's the city, and then you got the other archive, too. So, I think that looks badass with the archives kind of looming over the city. It's not loading very well. I don't know. This is the first time I played it since the update, the little patch dropped. Then there's also the docks, so I'll show you that real quick, too. Might as well. There's not really much to it. I just knew that there was water nearby, and I felt like I should build like an extra thing. Most of the fun for me is building like community, I don't know, just like building, I like building cities, you know, and even though you can't really have the NPC interaction that I wish you could have, I just kind of like the concept. It makes the world feel less, the game is it's a very lonely game. Unless you're playing with people, which most people aren't. You know, they're just kind of playing by themselves. Okay, I guess it didn't want to take me. Alright, let's see. Where are we here? Brings you to a landing pad. Oh, yeah, okay, I remember. So, I'm pretty sure that... I can't remember what the idea was here. Oh, you know what? I do. So you go all the way down here, and it'll send you down into the water. This actually brings you underwater. You can climb down that ladder, but I don't want to do that. It takes way too long. So I'm going to go through here, and I'm pretty sure that just sends you down to another teleporter. Oh, no, it brings you all the way down. Nice. And then you can just come out here, and there's a Nautilon. kind of cool. And then you go right back in from there. Pretty cool concept. I haven't played a lot with underwater bases. I would really like to, but I feel like the parts are really limited. There's not a lot you can do. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll do it one day. It took me a while to even realize what you can do with the actual tube, like the vertical tube. Right back to the docks, and that's it. So that's pretty much all I wanted to show you. And again, I think some of this is like, honestly, is for my own records, because if I have to delete these parts, that's gonna, you know, it's just nice to have a record of all the stuff that you built. So also, if you want to check it out, I'll put up the portal glyphs right here if you do want to visit any of these places on planet that I show you. Yeah, I'm totally fine with you guys coming by or whatever and building around. So, with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.